I love you.
I love you too.
Never did I ever think that I was going to be on the front lines fighting a war. I shaved my head as a rally cry, as a personal reminder that this is life and death.
It's incredible, the degree of illness.
Dr. Ed Lathan is one of the thousands of doctors and nurses who are part of the battle against the COVID pandemic. Lathan says those harrowing images posted on Facebook of an overcrowded ER at Jamaica Hospital in Queens have been mirrored at hospitals all over his area.
It's been 17 hours since I got here this morning at 7 o'clock. I arrived, there's been no ICU beds. We've had multiple resuscitations and intubations. Patients are critically ill. You don't have opportunity to sit down, to eat, to drink, barely to go to the bathroom.
This virus has affected everybody. And so I'm sleeping in the garage because I don't want to bring the enemy home with me. We bring them to our ICU, we put them on the ventilator. The problem is that every single COVID patient that we get isn't leaving. Every patient is still on the ventilator, still incredibly ill. That's another bed, another nurse.
And the nurses, they're afraid. I don't want to bring it home to my kids. I don't want to bring it home to my family.
The most disconcerting thing is that we're losing staff members. Our nurses are sick.
But despite that risk, everyday nurses are still answering the call to deal with the flood of COVID patients.
Right here,
like at this LA hospital.
this is beginning the check-in process for patients that will drive in. Nurses are ready, geared up, and ready for whatever's to come. So this is our ICU. So I'm just getting to my car now after a long, almost 14-hour day.
But the intensity of the long hours take a toll.
8 years ago, I took on an oath to care for patients, and they're dying alone in a hospital room without family, and then their families are grieving alone because they're in isolation. It hurts.
In Georgia, nurse Carly Rice told us about a FaceTime call she had with a dying patient's family who were unable to see their loved one in person.
It's so hard to sit there and hold your patient's hand while their family members are sitting there telling them they love them, and it's not goodbye, it's see you later.
It was just an amazing connection, although it was just FaceTime. Nurse Carly grabbed Grandma's hand, and Grandma started to squeeze her hand. I started to say, well, I love you, I miss you. Nurse Carly is amazing. The world needs tons of Nurse Carlys.
You couldn't fix it, but you certainly gave the family maybe a little bit of peace.
I hope so. I really do. I pray about it a lot, but it still wears you down.
Families are put in such a difficult position right now.
So what keeps you going every day? I mean, this just sounds like it's so utterly depressing.
My patients, honestly, just today, as we are rooting on our patient as he was going to be extubated, our first COVID patient to be extubated, meaning the breathing tube taken out, and we're giving him thumbs up and we're dancing in front of his room. And I mean, that's what keeps me going.
First COVID extubation.
The best moment is when I get home to see these little monkeys. Hi.
Can't touch her, remember?
How's your day? Good. Okay, but I can't get close to you. Let me go change, okay?
It's a difficult time, but we're rising to the challenge, and we're going to stay in this until we can defeat it.
We cannot forget our healthcare workers, and when you see those parents go home and they can't even hug their own children until they get that gear off. Matt Gutman, our thanks to you. And